So a couple of people asked me why I do this symbol in my videos and pictures. And I was like, you know what? Let me break it down. I got time today. So this represents the all-seeing eye, or the eye of Horus, also sometimes referred to as the eye of Ra. So we know that our ancestors were very spiritual, and they acknowledged six senses, not just five. And this is because they acknowledged thought as the sixth sense. Later, so-called pioneers in science would separate spirituality out of science and nature, although our ancestors seen all those things as one. So again, now we're left with five senses. But starting with the eyebrow in the eye of Horus, the eyebrow correlates with the sense of thought. And if you superimpose the eye of Horus over the brain, the eyebrow is in the direct shape and location of the corpus callosum. Now, the corpus callosum in the brain is the largest collection of white matter tissue fibers that facilitate high-speed transition of electrical impulses through the right and left hemispheres of the brain. The pupil in the eye of Horus represents the sense of sight. It is in the direct shape and location in the brain of the massa intermedia. We know that when light hits the retina in our eyes, it sends neuronal electrical impulses through the optic pathway directly to the thalamus. So the circle in the eye of Horus represents sight. This part of the eye of Horus correlates with the sense of smell. Its shape resembles the nose. It's supposed to resemble the nose, but it also is in the direct shape and location in the brain of the olfactory trigone. The olfaction system regulates our sense of smell. This part of the eye, the lateral commissure, reflects the sense of hearing. Its curvature is to reflect the shape of the ear. Our ancestors understood the sense of hearing. It's called bone conduction. So the curved tail part of the eye of Horus reflects the sense of taste. This pathway resembles the tongue, but it also reflects the pathway in the brain from the thalamus to the cerebral cortex. This part of the eye of Horus represents the sensation of touch. Its shape is to resemble a finger, but it also in the brain resembles the somatosensory pathway, which carries numerous sensations from different parts of the body to the brain, and that essentially reflects the sense of touch. And so there you have it. Don't ever let anybody tell you that the ancient Egyptians were evil, or that the eye of Horus or the eye of Ra represents evil. Our culture was later pillaged, plundered, plagiarized, and portrayed through propaganda and other bullshit as evil. It was not evil. I just broke it down to y'all in science. Our ancestors were progenitors of mathematics, science, astrology, astronomy, architecture, and I said, talking about mathematics. This was not only reflective of the senses, but if you see those fractions there, our ancestors also broke down the eye of Horus and used those symbols as a measuring system. Those are fractions, okay? I'm such a geek. I'm such a nerd. But I was showing y'all my printouts, but I have, it's like I could have used the one that I have on my wall. And no, I'm not in a gang. When I do this, it's representative of the eye of Horus and my pineal gland. The ancestors understood that the pineal gland is your third eye because you have an actual eye in your head. That's where all of those figures of speech come from about, the third eye. Like that movie, they made that movie, The Sixth Sense. These people in Hollywood and Illuminati and all these people, they know a lot more about, our history and culture and all of these things that we cultivated, in the cradle of civilization than a lot of, our people today know, and that's unfortunate because the information is available. We live in the age of information. You don't have to be a nerd like me